Hello everyone, I'm Chandra Mohan Garg and I'm going to discuss how to prepare current affairs for civil services in this video. These are the following questions I'm going to discuss. Now the very first question is how to begin reading newspaper. Initially, when a candidate starts reading newspaper, he faces a lot of difficulty in understanding issues, and that is bound to happen. Because firstly, we lack background understanding of issues. Secondly, there are a lot of technical terms which we are not able to understand. And thirdly, some knowledge of economics or constitution at times is required and which we are lacking in the initial stages. So what should be done? I would say simply take up one newspaper, say Hindu or Indian Express, and try to spend at least 2 to 3 hours. Now, when you're reading an article, you're not able to understand it, don't worry. Just do two simple things. Any issue you come across and you don't know, just try to Wikipedia it to understand the background. And any term or keyword you come across and you are not able to understand it, try to Google it. One simple example is if you are reading an article on Brexit, if you don't know Brexit, Wikipedia and understand what Brexit is all about, what is European Union, why is Britain try to make an exit. Secondly, there will be some technical terms like referendum, etc., which you have to Google and understand what does they exactly mean. That is it. If you will do this for 2 to 3 months, you will be able to understand newspaper, its articles in a slow and steady pace very easily. Now the second question is which newspaper to read. Hindu and Indian Express both are equally good newspapers. You can refer to any of them or you can read both of them. But if you ask me, I would say if you are reading Hindu, then try to read editorial, ideas and explain page of Indian Express. And if you are reading Indian Express, then try to read editorial and perspective page of Hindu. Now the next important question is what should be read in the newspapers. For this, I would simply say that cram your prelims and mains syllabus very thoroughly, be it the headings, subheadings and even the topics mentioned. Because once it is there in your mind, whenever you will come across a news, you will be able to figure out whether you have to read it or not. Now from prelims point of view, you have to capture all the major events, organizations, institutions, initiatives, schemes, policies, scientific and other developments that are taking place. And from mains point of view, you have to capture all the development in the areas mentioned in your GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4 syllabus, analysis of issues, schemes or initiatives taken by the government, example, facts, etc. Moving on to the next question, how to read Hindu. For this, I have simply tried to categorize the pages and tell about this. First is front page. It has all the latest developments, so you have to read it. You can skim through the political or any unwanted development news that are there on the front page. Next is city, state, neighborhood, region. This part generally has local news which are of very less significance, so you just have to glance to the pages, and if you come across some headings like some decision of NGT or some major policy development, then you can keep that in mind. Next is nation news, pages like this which have their headings. These pages have a lot of news. So if political news are there, some criminal activity or local development news is there, you can skip it. But if any news is there which is directly of relevance with your GS and pre and main syllabus, you have to keep that in mind. Next is editorial and perspective pages. These are very important pages because they have analysis of issues and opinions on a lot of topics. So you have to read through them very thoroughly. But you can skip either articles on political developments or such newses, such articles. And secondly, if repetitively a particular article is coming up, say on Brexit, say on communalism or any such thing, so you just don't have to read it again and again on a daily basis. Next is world. World page is obviously very important from international relations point of view, but try to keep in mind that news of direct bearance to India or direct bearance to world importance are important, but any terror activity or any internal events you can just skip through them. Next is business. Business page is very important from GS3 point of view and as well as from prelims point of view. So any event, organization or economic news is very important. But news related to businesses, companies, PSUs, you can skip them. Next is sports. Sports page generally does not have a lot of relevance of direct importance to our paper. But if you find some development in organizations of sports bodies, yes, you have to keep that in mind. And last is last page. Last page is having miscellaneous newses which are at times important both from prelims and mains point of view. So you have to go through it. Now let me talk about reading Indian Express. Again, I have made a classification of pages. Pointers are going to be same as I have told you for Hindu. Front page important. Editorial ideas explain page very important. World economy important, you have to skip some newses. Sports, city not so important, you just have to glance through them. Then government and politics and other such related pages are there. Again, you have to skip and skim through them. Newses of direct relevance with your prelims and mains, you have to read them. And then miscellaneous pages which you can skip. Now the next thing I am going to talk about is how to make notes out of newspaper. Firstly, let me tell you, it is very important to make notes on a daily basis, because if you are not making notes, you will start forgetting things in a long term. Secondly, try to make notes while you are reading the newspaper. Whether you want to make it offline or online is your choice. Now, whenever you come across some particular news and you want to capture it, for your simplicity, you can categorize into few sections: polity and public administration, international relations, economy, infrastructure, agriculture and allied sector, science and environment, security and disaster management, and miscellaneous section. These are the following categories you can have. Seventh, if you want to create is a separate section for prelims, else you can capture in the above following sections only. What you have to capture I have already told you in the earlier part of the video. Now, how do you make notes? Firstly, try to make it in points. Secondly, try to keep it in your own words. Thirdly, no explanation, only gist and summary. Now, if I give you for example, say there is an article on NPA. Now, article is of 1000 words. Now, how will you capture it? Firstly, one line, if you don't know what is NPA, write down what is NPA. Second, why NPA a challenge? Whatever points are given in the article, 2 or 3 points on that. Thirdly, how can we resolve this crisis? What all solutions he has given? Try to jot them down into points, whatever there are 4 or 5 points. That's it. Last thing I am going to talk is what all do we need to capture in notes. From my point of view, one is discussions on important issues. Second, any factual information you come across. Thirdly, an example or any other relevant information or point that is there. And fourth is from prelims point of view, some detailed factual informations on all the things I have talked above in the video. Now, two more important things I would like to tell over here. One is some articles or issues keep coming up over a period of time. Now, how to go about that? I would say simply try to update additional information in your original notes related to those topics. That's it. And secondly, people at times spend a lot of time in making notes. I would say 20 to 25 minutes should be the ideal time. Don't try to spend more time than that in making your notes. And do make your notes on a daily basis. Now, let me discuss the last question. That is, what else has to be referred apart from newspapers? Firstly, I would say try to refer to a monthly compilation of either Vision IAS, Insights on India or IAS Baba in order to revise whatever you might have missed out, or try to find some summarized information on important articles. Next is, a lot of people want to refer Kurukshetra, Yojana, EPW. It is your choice. Either you can refer to them selectively topic wise, or you can replace it by referring to Insights on India's Secure Initiative. So at the end, I would just try to tell you one simple thing, that current affairs is very important from prelims and mains point of view. So please do them regularly without fail. All the best.